Mr. Choose here with Brack Geometry. We're going to find the area of circles. This is lesson 7.02C. These are the two challenge problems. So I introduced this in my lesson 7.02B, and now we'll work these. So in challenge 1, it said if we have a circle that has a radius of 9 inches, I can find the approximate area after finding the exact area, and when I find the approximate area, round it to the nearest tenth. So in this particular problem, the area equals pi r squared is my formula that you use for the area of a circle. So if r is 9 inches, I just take and put my parentheses here, and the substitution property of equality says that I can plug in a 9 inch here and then square it. So the area equals pi, 9 squared is 81, inches squared is square inches, and I always will write the 81 first, then the pi symbol, and then the unit of measure, which is inches squared. So this is the exact area of this circle. Now to find the approximate area, I am going to take, and I'll put a line here just so that I can separate these, and write my area in terms of pi, and then I'm going to substitute. Pi is 3.14 using the substitution property of equality, and I change my equal sign to a double tilde because now we've already rounded pi. Because pi is not 3.14, it's just the value that we usually use. So 81 times 3.14 inches squared. So I take my calculator, and I'm going to multiply 81 times 3.14. And I get 254.34. Now it asks us to round to the nearest tenth. So anytime I'm rounding the nearest tenth, this is an arithmetic issue here. I underline what I'm rounding to, and I look to the right. That number to the right is a 4. Is 4 greater than or equal to 5? No. So that means that the 3 does not round up. It stays at 3. And that's approximate. So I can look at these right away and know that one's approximate and one is exact because the exact has the pi symbol in its area solution, and this one has the double tilde, and it has been rounded to the nearest tenth. All right, so now let's go to challenge problem 2. It said now we have one that has a 3.6 yard radius. I don't have to draw the picture. You can if you want, and it makes you feel better, then go ahead and do it. But you don't have to. I have to use my formula here. So my area equals pi times the 3.6 yards, and I'm going to square that. That's my substitution property of equality. So now I have to take my calculator because I don't know what 3.6 squared is. So I hit 3.6 x squared on my TI-30X, and I get 12.96. And then yard to the second power is yards squared. All right, now we always write the coefficient first when we're writing in terms of pi, and then the pi symbol, and then the yard squared. Now this is an exact amount. Now I can round this, but then it's no longer exact, even though it's going to be shown in terms of pi. Is the 6 5 or greater? Yes. So this bumps up to a 0, and this bumps to a 3, but I have to put these two symbols here And this tells me that yes, it's exact because it's got the pi in it. And this is 13.0 pi yards squared. Now, I know that it's in terms of pi, but I know that it has also been rounded up from another number. So we can use them both and see, and sometimes they're a little bit different. So let's use the exact amount first. And we're going to substitute pi equals 3.14, and now it becomes a tilde. So 12 point, a double tilde, times 3.14 times your yard squared. I take my 12.96 times 3.14, and I get 40.6944. And remember, this is approximate, and it wants us to round to the nearest tenth. So I look to the right. Is 9 greater than or equal to 5? Yes. So that bumps up, and it bumps the 6 up to a 7. So the area is approximately 40.7 yards squared. Now, what if we had used this one now? So if we would have, we still do it the same way, only where we wrote the equal sign here, we have the double tilde here. So it's 13.0 times 3.14 yards squared. So there's a really good chance that it's going to be the same number, but let's check and see. So I have 13.0 times 3.14 ends up being 40.82 yards squared. And remember, we round to the nearest tenth, so I underline my 8. I look to the right. Is 2 5 or bigger? No, so it stays at 8. So how close were my two answers? They were a tenth apart. Is that a big deal? It is. So you really need to know when you need to round. And I would always round the exact amount. So I'm Mr. Chu. This is Brack geometry, exact and approximate area of circles. There will be the link up here if you need to see the original lesson, to see maybe more examples for that. And down here will be the rest of the Unit 7 problems in geometry. So make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel. Make sure you like this video and forward it on so that you can continue to use Mr. Chu to help you in geometry. I'll see you next time in Brack Geometry.